What's up, people? Yeah, it's the off season. You're bored. Welcome to another episode of the Giants Guys. We are the podcast you love to hate. And as I promised, you've been banging on my door. What kind of cool stuff can we bring you? So, one, got a great show. Two, I've got somebody by the name of Nick Gates in the house. I'm sure you're familiar with that cat. I've got Danny and Spartan Mike here to hang out with me. We appreciate everything you guys have been following along that we've been doing. We got plenty of football camps to talk about. We got to talk about the big man from Vegas. We're going to bring in Spartan Mike in here to help me with this because I can't do it alone. Mike, how are you?
Craig, I'm doing fantastic. You know how it is?
I do know how it is. You know how it is? It's off season, so we can actually get to hang with some of these players, get to know them a little bit, see what they're up to. Let's bring in Danny.
All right.
Danny.
What's up, guys? Dan? Nick effing Gates. Let's do it, boys.
I know, right? That's right. So you guys, I'm older than you, but like when Aaron Boone from the Yankees hits the home run to go to the World Series, it was Aaron effing Boone. I kind of like Nick effing Gates. That's kind of cool, but we better ask his permission because he's a whole lot bigger than all of us combined. So we might want to ask his permission on that. Let's bring in number 65. And by the way, I won't want to say this. Should have been comeback player of the year. Okay, let's get something straight. My man missed 400 plus days of ball, broke his leg, had like 7 surgeries, and somehow I'm going to go on record saying that Nick effing Gates is the comeback player of the year for the fans. Okay.
Oh,
maybe not for the league and whatever they do, but for the fans, it's Nick Gates. Let's bring him in.
Oh, yeah.
Nick.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Hey,
what's up, my friend? I hope I did you some justice with that intro.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right, sweet. We appreciate you hanging out with us. You are definitely a fan favorite, which is super cool. And I have to kind of do a little of this thing, and I do this all the time. We interview a lot of your teammates. We had Bellinger on. We had Dane Belton on a couple weeks ago. So I always got to start off with high school, man.
Yeah.
I got to start off with the high school. So for all you folks out there, and again, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Giants Guys. So Nick, believe it or not, is from Vegas. And we were just talking a little bit before we turned the show on is a lot of players are starting to come in from Vegas because their parents are retiring and they're moving over to Vegas. So a lot of players are coming from Vegas. Here's something super cool. The big guy didn't just play football. He played baseball too. And we're going to get into that. My question is, Nick, just to start the show off, and thanks for hanging with us. Did you ever think that you might pursue baseball over football, or was it football only?
No, I was actually thinking back like when I was playing baseball. I wanted to be in the MLB growing up and everything. I never was like, oh, I want to play football. I want to go to the NFL. Like my friends kind of got an ongoing joke, and it's like, oh, your dreams were to go to the MLB, but you made it to the NFL. Like, oh, it's like, you know. Like you got shitty luck, basically. So, but no,
there were some thoughts of baseball, huh?
Oh yeah, no, I love baseball. I always still do love baseball. Like I used to like going out and taking some BP or just throwing the ball around every once in a while. It's always a good time. I miss it.
I've actually witnessed Nick hitting bombs, even though it was softball. That was the first time I noticed Nick actually was LPG's softball game. He was hitting.
You were at that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that little it was a minor league park. I was in the AAA park. I was actually hitting some bombs at that game.
All right, so
nobody knew I was then.
I was one of them.
Nobody knew it. I came up, and that was kind of like the first thing that kind of got me on like, I wouldn't say the scene, but like people knowing who I am, kind of thing.
Right.
You're like, who's this humongous dude hitting bombs?
Yeah, who's this long-headed guy? He's just hitting bombs.
Well, yeah, I was on undrafted, and then I got hurt and got put on IR. So like nobody knew who I was, and I never played. Like it was, so nobody kind of had any clue about me.
All right, so here's the thing then. So I've had season tickets in my family since 1968.
Yeah.
I sit in the lower bowl, but I'm on the opposing team side. Next year, I'm going to bring a glove to the game.
Yeah.
I'll bring 2 gloves. I'm going to throw a glove out to you. We'll have a catch during the game. We'll make that happen.
That'll actually be a good celebration.
Yes. Love it.
It might
I'm going to hold you that.
ESPN for sure.
All right.
There we go.
But is Craig going to pay the fine? That's the
I was going to say.
Is it a fine? I guess it is.
Anything in the NFL is a fine. Come on.
That is true. I guess
that or I'm going to get arrested for throwing something on the field.
I probably might get a flag too. It's maybe not then.
All right, maybe in the pregame I'll just hand it to you.
There you go.
All right. So let's talk about high school for a sec.
Yeah.
Bishop Gorman, and as Spartan Mike just told me how badass your teams were, I was just looking about what kind of pro players came from your high school. Brevin Jordan's a tight end for Houston. Of course, our very own we are Spartans here. Sorry to say that, but show it, Spartan Mike. What do you got? Show it.
This is the problem, Craig. The thing is, when Nick Gates was a sophomore, they upset the eventual playoff-bound State Spartans in a brutal, heartbreaking loss my freshman year. So,
well,
there's no trash talk. I'm really just
no trash. Listen, I
remember that game.
I'm sure. That must have been one of the better games during your stretch there.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the better ones. The Memorial Stadium, that was the loudest I think I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It was either that or the Miami game when we played Miami my freshman year. But that place was rocking at that point when we scored that touchdown.
Yeah, I could only imagine. My campus was not that night, unfortunately.
No, exactly. So Jalen, as we know, Jalen Naylor, Ronnie Stanley, who played for Baltimore all those years, still there. Xavier Grimble. And the one that shocked me that I had no idea was DeMarco Murray. How about that?
Yeah, he was back in like 08, I think it was, or 07, something like that.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So you've got a bunch of players coming from Vegas. And I'm going to read you a list here. I'm sure you know the list. You had 19. I'm looking for the list, what I did with it. You had 19 offers to play college ball. Yeah. So how do you settle in on what school? Like, what was the recruitment process like? Because 19 offers is a lot of places to play.
Yeah, I don't know. None of my family's really gone through it. Like, I didn't really know what to expect. I kind of just took it as it was, and I went and visited. I think I went on 4 official visits. It was U of A, Texas A&M, Oregon, and Nebraska were my four I visited, and I don't know what made me pick those. I think I liked the coaches the best. I got had a good the best relationship with them, and also just like the places I visited. I think I like to would like to live. So
what was
I don't know,
but
Nebraska just no. But I just woke up one day. I waited till I think 2 or 3 weeks before the signing day. Like it was pretty pretty. I didn't really know though. I was so undeciding, and then one morning I just woke up and was like, I'm going to Nebraska. And called the coaches and told them I was going to Nebraska, and called the other ones and told them I wasn't, and put it out. And that was just kind of the way it was after that.
All right, so you guys ready? Alabama, Arizona State, Baylor, Colorado State, Duke, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Oregon State, San Diego State, Texas A&M, UCLA, USC, Washington State, Cal, and New Mexico. Those are all some great schools.
Yeah.
How was
good? I didn't even know some of them sometimes, to be honest with you. I didn't know how many people until you read the list off. I didn't know who actually did it and did.
Well,
how big was the culture shock?
19 schools is just a lot. So you just woke up one day and were like, all right, this is
where
I'm
I had
going.
My top 5. I had like my top 5 where I was considering, and then I just woke up one day and was like, yeah, that's where I'm going. Let's go.
Right. So 35 games you play at Nebraska. And then a month after the draft, the Giants sign you. This is this question I ask everybody because it's always one of those aha moments. When you get off the plane, like you sign your contract, you get off the plane, like, and you see like the New York skyline, are you like, holy shit? Or is it like, or maybe you've been to New York before, like, do you get that like, oh wow type of moment?
Yeah, I feel like anytime you come to New York, you do after you haven't been here for a while. But I came and actually visited in high school. We played Bergen Catholic out there.
Oh yeah.
In high school, we did like a cross state or across the nation duel. So I've been up there before and seen it before. But it's always cool to even now I'll catch myself coming over like the Lincoln Tunnel, like a little like where you go down to dip and you see the skyline. Like I'll catch myself looking at it and be like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like it's cool to be able to like see that every day sometimes, and you take it for granted. But yeah, even now it still gets me. But I didn't really have a moment like that. I was still like, because I thought I was going to get drafted, and then I didn't, and then I was like, upset and things like that. But it all worked out in the end. So it is what it is.
I've had a couple guys tell me like there's a wide receiver that played for the Giants for the Super Bowl years. His name was Dominic Hickson, and he flew in from Ohio, not that far. And when he got off the plane, he got in the cab and he said, "Hey, take me to New York." And he said, "Son, I'm sorry to tell you, the Giants play in New Jersey. They play in East Rutherford." He was like, "What?"
Yeah.
So because some folks just don't know.
Oh, I didn't know until I got here either. To be honest with you, they're like, "Oh yeah, you're going to Jersey." I was like, "Oh, it's in Jersey." Like, I mean, usually New York Giants, New York Jets, and nope, not there in Jersey. It's weird, but
sorry for the disappointment.
Yeah,
is what it is.
The funniest is Marshawn Lynch when he got drafted by the Bills. He was expecting the whole skyline thing, and he goes to Buffalo, and he goes, "Where's all the skyscrapers and everything?" We're like, "What's going on?"
Yeah,
you're down south, wrong part.
He's in the wrong area. So, go ahead, Spartan, jump in.
Yeah, no. So Gates, I mean, you come in as an undrafted free agent, and the state of the Giants' offensive line. I mean, it was shaky. They're trying to figure out what to do next, obviously, and there were a lot of moving parts. But between guys like Pulley and Solder, and all these guys throughout your career that were early on that were there, like Zeitler and Remmers, were there any guys that you kind of looked up to as a little bit of a mentor as you kind of made that transition to the NFL, or anybody that you were particularly close to that kind of gave you that kind of guidance along the way, or not really?
I'll tell you, Spencer Pulley. He's still a good friend of mine. We hang out every offseason at least once, or he comes to New York. I try to see him all the time as much as I can. But he kind of helped me out. He was kind of like a big brother, kind of dickish way. Or sorry, I don't know if I could. Kind of like that way, a little bit. But tough love. There you go, tough love kind of thing. But I feel like he helped me out a lot. Kind of helped me get to where I'm going and kind of learn the ins and outs of it, and at least help me along or point me in the right direction at least.
That was a kind of a I don't want to say mature, but I'm looking at the list: Pulley, Solder, P.O., Hernandez, Zeitler, Remmers. There's definitely a lot of older guys in that. Well, maybe not Hernandez, but a lot of older guys in the room. I'm sure they didn't want to help you because they were you were there to take their job.
Yeah, but it's really not like that. Everybody knows it's a job, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. So there's obviously sometimes it's like that, but for the most part, I felt the room was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I forgot. Who am I forgetting? Right, I forgot what I was going to say. But that's CTE for you right there.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Poor guy's got beaten up enough.
Yeah, no, I know. But Kevin's that's what I'm thinking. Kevin, he helped me out a lot too. He kind of took me into his wing, and my first year actually completely started. He was my right guard, which I really appreciate because he was on top of his stuff and did what he had to do, and which helped me out. So he definitely helped me out too.
Okay,
very cool. Go ahead, Dan, jump in.
So undrafted rookie, what is some of the goals going into that season, other than the obvious, all right, I just got to do X, Y, and Z to make the team? How do you get the coaches to think and have a good impression with you to step up and make the team?
I don't know. I just kind of kept my head down, try to be quiet. I'm undrafted, nobody expects much, so there wasn't great expectations for me. So I kind of just tried to not to lay low, but just not be in the way, not do anything incorrectly and things like that. But mostly just my opportunity came, just take advantage of my opportunity and just know what I have to do. Those undrafted guys, you only get a handful of opportunities here and there. So it takes you got to take advantage of every single one.
You definitely did that because you started at tackle against the Jets in 2019. So
yeah, that was my first start.
Yeah.
I was scared shitless.
I was just about to ask, what?
Just don't make a mistake. Just don't make a mistake.
Exactly.
We definitely played. We played high school football, and Craig played D2 or D3. The playing high school, obviously you get the pregame jitters. What is it to be even though it was a road game, but how did it feel to go into MetLife Stadium knowing that you were going to be a starter that game, being a young guy, and let's go.
It was cool. It was cool. It was. I was happy. It was almost a couple games before I had to go up against Khalil Mack, and I was praying for the tackle was not going to go down for that game, and that'd be my first start. So I was like, oh, it's a little bit better than that. But I saw a good player in front of me. But it was. It was definitely the first one.
Did mom come out to see you?
No, it was no. She actually was. I think she was sick that season, or something happened to her, so she was in the hospital and couldn't travel and
Sorry
things
to
like
hear
that. But she's doing. Oh, yeah, she's doing well now. She.
I was going
It
to
was a
say,
tough one.
is she better now?
Oh yeah, she's better now. But
Great.
what was I saying? Sorry.
No,
You were just saying, talking about, like, I asked you, it was your first
Your
game.
first start.
That's right. Yeah. So no, yeah, I had the jitters, and but once you get a series or two, and it kind of you shake it off, and you're like, oh, this is just football. Like, yeah, they're a little bit better, a little faster, a little stronger, but so am I. I mean, I'm
Sure.
I'm in the NFL too, so you just you're gonna lose sometimes. It is what it is, but you just gotta make sure it's not a lot.
Was there a moment, Nick? I just want to cut in real quick. Was there a moment where you said to yourself, like, I got this. I'm going against a player that I looked up to. He's elite, whatever. Yeah, sure, I'm an undrafted free agent, but like I can play with these guys. Like, I got this.
I'd probably say my first game where I was like, oh, I can play with these guys. It was the Miami Dolphins. It was Eli's actually last start and his last win was which I think is pretty cool. I started right guard for Eli Manning's last win and start, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But that game is when I played. I was like, oh yeah, I can do this. Like I could do this. So, but yeah, I mean, that was probably one of my better games I had in my whole career. I think was that my second start. I think I was because I knew what I was prepared for, and I knew kind of what was happening. So,
right.
I remember
and it was back when you could pull and cut on the outside corners, which I was good at. So they kind of took that away from me now. So, but
well, things change.
yeah, I know. But I was I was really good at that. So that's why I'm like
Snee Seibert told us that Snee he used to throw up after every game. That he had an intern holding a bucket
after the game, not before.
No,
really?
No, before. Sorry, after the kickoff.
Oh, okay.
He would come over to the field and throw up in a bucket, and I'm like, wait a minute, he's wearing a C. He's a captain. He's taking he's flipping the coin. And then he's throwing up, and Seibert said he threw up before every game. So they all have a little bit of
that's not as bad as Mark Strelich's routine before every game.
Yeah, some of them are. Yeah,
he would pee himself before every game.
Oh,
I ain't gonna lie. I used to back in college.
You?
I used to piss my pants, during games. Hey, you gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta go when you gotta go. You're not taking off your pads.
Exactly.
We got Stink Jr. on the pod tonight.
As I said, we're learning a lot here. This is good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here's something I've been wanting to ask you for a while because, we were joking before you came on that you've been here now. You're like we talked about Saquon, right? Jones, you're like one of the vets. You're one of the older guys, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Like, what's it the progression like? We're having 4 years and you've played for Schumer, Pat Shermer, and then Judge, and now Dable. It's got to be tough. I mean, different personalities, different schemes. All of that's got to be difficult to go to work every day when you're not sure, what's new, what's old, what's going to be retained from year to year. Like, what's that whole process like?
Well, I mean, in college, I still had I had two coaches going to be third, and I left. So I was kind of used to the rotating coaches. I don't know. It's not really a big of a deal. You got to think of. I mean, it's still you can only do so many things so different. Like I get the outside, the route trees and things like that could be different, but you can only block so many things on the inside, so many different ways, and you can only call so many different protections. At the end of the day, there's only so many. So learning that stuff is the lingo you got to learn. That kind of sucks. It's all the different words that mean different things in each offense. So,
and there's what about the personality wise?
yeah, I mean, you just got to kind of go with the coach. I don't know. You just got to deal with it. It's not going to change. You know what I mean? So you're there, or you're not. So you either got to deal with it or you don't.
Because you had going from Shermer to Judge is like night and day.
Yeah. No, definitely. I like Joe Judge. He was a good guy and everything. I just don't think it worked out coaching wise, but I liked everything about him. I didn't have a problem with Joe or anything. So it was. He was good to me, and I think he respected the way I played the game and the way I worked and went about things.
Sorry, here's my fluff question. The locks, dude. When did you start growing out the locks? Because the first couple years, you didn't have them at Nebraska. Then it would kind of look like a college thing. Why
Yeah.
and why? By the way, like, is it just like you're going for the rock star thing? Like, what? Like, because
No,
not many
so
linemen have long hair.
not a lot. It's not a lot. It's a unique look, which is kind of nice. But it all started like I've never was allowed to have long hair, so I went to Catholic school growing up my whole life. Ever since then, I couldn't have hair longer than my collar. I couldn't touch my collar, all the way through from pre-K all the way to 12th grade. So like when I left, I was like, I always told my mom like, oh, I'm gonna have long hair. I'm gonna have long hair, and she's like, no, you're not. Like you're just lying. And I went away to college, and like I started growing it out, and it got like long, and but it was out like growing weird. So I just shaved my head one summer. I shaved a mohawk and went to a country like festival out in Kansas, and then after that, shaved my head completely bald and grew it out from zero all the way out to what I've had it now. And it took like
Mama
about
Gates is like,
8.
what is going on?
Yeah, so she was like, I don't know. She didn't like it at first, but then she got used to it. So
I have to
but
ask
no,
this.
yeah, it took about 8 years. So about 8 years all.
8
8
years?
years?
Wow.
Like to get to like not this length, but I've probably had it this length for the last like 3 or 4. But it took a good 3 or 4 years to get it pretty long.
Do you find some of these D tackles are grabbing it or no?
Yeah, Greg just took what I was gonna say.
Damn
Yeah,
it,
no,
Greg.
not really. Like I don't really. It doesn't bother me. Like I don't really feel it much. Like I don't know. It just I feel like the adrenaline get pulled out, but it doesn't really yank down much.
Yeah,
my
right.
hair is kind of thin, so it kind of clumps up and then kind of goes in the back. So it's like it's not like it's a full luscious hair kind of thing. You've seen it. It kind of gets stringy a little bit. It kind of looks
Right.
gross out there, but it is what it is.
You're not rocking the Troy Polamalu curly lush
Oh,
locks.
no, I wish I had hair like that, but
I
it
feel
is what it is.
Well, Nick, I wanted to ask this. You talk to me about draft night. I mean, were you feeling that there was a good chance that you were going to go undrafted? Then also just tell me what were the next couple months like? How'd you end up with the Giants? What was that phone call like? Who called you?
Yeah, no. Yeah, draft night. I hate draft every year. It just reminds me of that was probably one of the worst days of my life. Just because I thought I left school early and like I thought I was going to get drafted, and it was kind of a little bit of embarrassment, a little bit of like kind of defeat and things like that. But so like those are the feelings I felt like on draft day. And I keep every draft it reminds me of the same thing. But I think that's what always gets me to like fired and ready to play football games after draft. I'm like, oh, like screw these guys. I'm gonna go show them again. So I think that's what always helped me with my attitude, my that thing. But yeah, draft night sucks. It wasn't fun. But and then the next day it was like that night or that next day is the day that all the coaches start calling and trying to get you their teams. I think I had like it was 6 or 7 teams wanted me as like a undrafted free agent type guy to sign to a contract for like OTAs and stuff and training camp. I think it was like 7, and so we got a pick and we looked and saw the Giants. It seemed like it'd be our best, like, not easiest, but our best. There wasn't like as many established linemen here and things like that. And they were trying to, find something. So that was kind of why we picked this place. So my agent kind of picked it all. He kind of, I didn't understand anything. I didn't really know what was going on. So it was easier for him just to be like, hey, I think these are your options. This is what I would go with. And it's kind of just the way I went. And it was nice that they gave me the most money too, which it still was only $5,000, but $5,000 is better than nothing, right?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And Chris brings up a good point. I'm sorry that night was painful for you, but I think the people were truly sorry at the end. Is that all 31 teams that passed on you, man?
Oh yeah, I'm over it now. It is what it is. But you got to do what you got to do, and you just got to. I think it taught me a lot, to be honest with you. I think it showed me what I could do, and taught me taught me a lot of lessons I think that I needed to learn. So.
Go ahead, Danny, jump in.
All right, so Nick, since you basically were the center for Daniel's first couple of seasons, and then you were rotated this year, like, can you tell us some funny stories in the relationship you and Daniel have that you can share? And then, like, how did that relationship grow?
You're asking for some secrets, dude.
No, I'm not talking about secrets. Just some things, like how did your relationship grow with Daniel, other than his hands up your butt all game long?
Yeah, no, I think Daniel's always had a pretty good relationship as a lineman and stuff. So we had. I think he got there my second year, so it wasn't like he was around and he joked with us. We'd sit. We'd all play this game. It was with Eli. It was like it was some word game. It was like Eli, all the quarterbacks, and a couple of the linemen. It'd be. You'd have to think of I don't really know. I can't really remember. But we'd all sit there and talk, and just pregame was kind of like our little ritual thing we did every Saturday for the game, and that was pretty cool. And so we had a relationship before that, but he was patient with me when it came to snapping the ball and things like that. And just he took it slow with me, and he was good with me, and it worked well. So I think we kind of clicked from the get go, and I think he liked the way I played, and he knows I was always going to be there to back him up, and I think that kind of gave him a little blanket comfort, like a little blanket of comfort. So I think he liked that, and it was just kind of the rest is history.
Gotcha.
All right, then I got to ask then, and you don't have to answer this question, but it's funny. I mean, we've been laughing for years now about the Andrew Thomas, Colombo, Judge thing, right? Like, one is how much truth is in that whole thing? Like, was it really that contentious? And then at the same time, that's the year you moved to center. Like, was that a Colombo thing? Was that a Judge thing? Like, did they come to you and say, "Hey, Nick, we're thinking about moving you to center"? Because there was a lot going on back then.
Yeah, no, that's what they were thinking. They liked the way I played, and they were happy with the way, those 3 games I started. They liked them, and they liked the way my attitude and the way I played, and so they were like, "Hey, we want you to play center, and you're like, here's a little bit of extra money. We want to extend you too for a couple more years." And that's what kind of was their idea. Like they wanted me to play center, and went into training camp with me and Spencer Pulley and competing for it, and it worked out.
Feels like yesterday, that contract signing.
I know, because other than the 2 years ago, I didn't play. I played for 2 weeks, and then
right.
So I played out 1 year, then I only played half of this year, so it was kind of.
I
really haven't been out there a great amount.
You got a preference now? I mean, you've played some tackle.
I like
you played
center.
tackle growing up. You played guard, now center. Do you have a preference?
Yeah, center, hands down. I like center.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll get on the horn with other teams and talk to Shane for you.
Sounds good. Appreciate that.
I got to know why. Is it just the fact of being like the focal point, be able to make the calls?
I like being under, I don't know, I like being in charge. I think that helps. And then I don't know, center's kind of a help position. Like you usually don't get too many guys lining right up on you. You usually have you slide into the help, or you have a guard with you. Like kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a help position. I'm not trying to say it's easier. Like I'd say it's athletically, it's a little easier than the other positions. So,
all right, but you're a big dude. A lot of centers are like fire plugs. They're like 6'2" and they're wide. I mean, is it harder you're like 6'5", 6'5.5". Is it harder because you're bigger?
I don't know, I'd say maybe a little bit, but you're starting to see there's a lot of centers that are, not a lot, but there's centers that are over 6'4", 6'5" now. It's kind of, you just got to be able to bend. It is what it is. It's just, if I want to play, my height is what it is. But I don't think, I get up my pads a little high because of it sometimes, but for the most part, I think it doesn't really affect me.
Hey, look, works for me because I mean, look, you got hurt playing guard, not center.
Yeah. It is what it is. The hurt, I think it could have happened anywhere. You know what I mean? It just happened to be I moved to guard, and it just, well, I don't know. I try not to make that bigger than it is. You know what I mean? Like, it just it was such a fluke. Yeah, you can. I was like, it's just a fluke injury and just like a freaky accident.
I mean, look, that's 410 days. That's 6-7 surgeries. It's definitely a freak and tragic accident, right? What's it like? All right, so I look at your arc, right? You come in undrafted, then you prove yourself, then you play, then you go to a new position, right? Then you're the center, then you got a captain, a C on your jersey. Like you have been, and I don't want to use the analogy of Baker Mayfield because I used to say Baker Mayfield was this guy who just every time they said he couldn't do it, you wouldn't win a state championship, he did. They said he couldn't win a bowl game. He did. He couldn't get drafted, in the first round. He did. Like everything they probably said you couldn't do, you did it. Right. So, kudos for you of the work ethic and what you've been bringing to the Giants. The fans recognize it, man. We all recognize it. We all love the way you play. But there's got to be this moment, which I'm curious about, is 400. What was it? I wrote it down here. 410 days. Like there's got to be moments of frustration, lonely day at the gym by yourself or rehabbing. Like, was there a key to staying focused? Like, was there something that was like, okay, this is what keeps me going?
Yeah, no, there was, I think it wasn't a lot. I think there was like 10 days where I had bad days for the most part of this whole time. But I don't know. I try to be as positive as possible. I was like, there's no like being negative is not going to do anything for me. It's going to hurt me. Like it's, it's proven that if you're positive, like it releases chemicals and it kind of helps you heal faster. That's an actual study, I guess I was told. So I'm not pulling that out of my ass. But,
Hey, look, I believe it.
But being positive, I was like, but what else? It's like it was such a freak accident. There's nothing I could do about it. Like me pouting and being negative about it isn't going to change anything. Like, I'm still hurt. My leg's still snapped in half. Like, I don't know. But I think that's also just me too. Like people are like, oh, like people think my story is so super incredible. Where I'm just like, oh, like what else was I supposed to do? Like not try to come back? Was like not try to rehab? Like, which I understand. Like it's an inspiration to some people and things like that. But like in my head, I was like what am I just gonna give up? Like just lay here? Like I don't know. So like that's just it's always been my attitude. And I think that's why people like me because and that's why I'm so likable and things like that. And, exactly. So
it is. It's true though. It's true because that's why the fans and the fan base and the reporters and the beat guys. That's why they do like you because it's not an easy road to come back, and a lot of guys wouldn't.
Right.
It's just a fact. There's it's not an easy gig to come back from. I mean, that's a very unique injury. Like I watched a couple of interviews where you're like, well, just wanted to make sure I was getting my leg back first, and then we go.
Yeah, and that was another thing. I just didn't want to like set my expectations up too high. I just wanted to, because there was at some points I didn't know if I was going to play again. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like there was, a couple of weeks I'd be like, oh, like, damn, it's not feeling good. Like it's not, and then something would happen and I'd turn a corner, like a little corner, and I'd be good for a couple of things. The only time I really didn't think I was when I had the last surgery, 7th surgery. It was like 5.5 months after the original surgery. And it was like, I think 4 months before season, I had to get something done. And I was like, oh, I'm definitely not going to come back from this. And, it was just, So that kind of put me down. And I was like, oh, like, I don't know. I was thinking my contract's up. Like, nobody's going to want to sign me. Like, just coming back from injury. It just so there was a couple, a little bit after that, like, I was down on myself. But I remember talking to Kenny Galladay specifically. He has a rod down his leg. And he said he kind of had it at the same time. And he was like, you could do it. Like, I did it. It was, it was hard, but, I came back from it and was ready by the, mid-season. And, that kind of helped me out a little bit.
So that's
Kenny Galladay, good guy to talk through things with, like.
Spartan, like the turning point is Kenny Galladay. Like, I mean, that's pretty cool. Like, because.
No, I mean, I was probably like one of the, we'd talk every once in a while, but that's kind of one of the, probably more in-depth conversations we had. And like he was.
I got you.
He was kind of there for it was in the off-season, just in the building. But he's a good dude. I like Kenny. I have no bad things to say about him, and he's a good dude. And was good.
Totally.
It just didn't work out on the football field. Is all. You know what I mean?
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, you got that captain badge, and I think, what you mean to the fans is that it's like, here's a guy who came in and stepped up and elevated the level of play of, the people around you and what you put on the field for the Giants fans. We couldn't thank you enough. But what did it mean to you when you got that captain badge?
Yeah, no, that was I can't even describe that feeling. I didn't expect it, to be honest with you. I was like, oh, there's no way my name's getting called. Like, it was totally like out the blue, not out the blue, but like it just totally like shocked. And it was a cool feeling. I remember first I called my brother right after that meeting and told him, and it was I just get the chills still thinking about it. It was pretty cool moment. Sure, I wasn't a captain in Nebraska. I didn't get voted one, which was something that kind of really like ate at me before that. Like I was like, I don't know. I felt like I was one of the better players and should have been a captain there, and it just didn't work out. So being able to be a captain with the New York Giants and the NFL, it seems like it was a little bit sweeter, a little bit better, especially after something like that happens. So, especially with a prestigious, team like the Giants. So they're a great franchise and always have been and always will be. So they're staple, like the original NFL.
On the way back too, there's a lot of winning going on in that locker room right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A lot of people are probably smiling now because they finally turned in the corner. So how does that feel? Like, you're part of something that 4 wins, 6 wins, 4 wins. Here you are with, on the way to the playoffs. Like, what's it like in the locker room? That I'm assuming it's galvanized the team.
Oh no, definitely winning cures all. I mean, if you're winning ball games, you could, it's you're going to be in a good mood around the building and everything. So it's nice to win. It was, the weeks or the years where we get eliminated, week 14, and you'd have to play those last couple of games. You're like, Yeah, it's fun to play football, but when you're eliminated, you're not playing for anything. It kind of sucks. Like you're playing for film for next year, and you're trying to win still, but it just sucks. Like you have nothing. You're not going to playoffs. So it's kind of like, all right, let's not try to get hurt, like things like that. So it's better. It's better. I like playing for winning football, playing for playoffs and stuff. So
there's no way playing for Washington in 2021 felt like going into the Colts game this prior year, right? I mean, it's a really different mindset at that point in time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right. And I can't imagine the like how miserable you guys are, because us as fans, we obviously are miserable, but you guys actually are putting in the work and effort and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can't even talk to family members some games. So I can't even imagine what you guys feel.
Oh yeah, no, you don't feel good.
That's for sure.
All right, well, let's do this. Let's make sure everybody knows. Like, so
Right.
we definitely want to mention. So Nick's got a football camp. He's cranking up on the 31st. It's coming up. As I know you don't want to hang out with us all day. But what's cool is that Danny's in Jersey. I'm in Jersey. Spartans in Chicago. Half my other team, Nikki and Chris and Zane, they're all in Jersey. So we're all going to come out to your camp. We're going to, your boy Nick is going to let us, stream live from the camp. So, and listen, it's 4 to 8 on the 31st. Hey, Spartan, I see you put the link in here. Read that link off for us so people can get tickets.
Read the link off?
Yeah, read it.
He's like,
there's a lot of numbers and letters and words in here.
It looks like, it's like, so it's evenbright.com and then, it's in the chat. We'll put it up there. Yes, there you go. So,
all right, James, we got about 12 seconds to type.
Exactly. Yeah, if not, you guys always hit me up on Twitter. But look, my question, Nick, about the camp is, one is it's pretty cool. I love when you guys give back and do stuff for the community, which, you got a big heart. So I know that, you're going to have a ton of fun with the kids. My question on the camp is, just so we know, because we're going to continue to promote it. Again, your expertise being a lineman. What if I'm a tight end, or what if I'm a linebacker? Should I still come?
Oh yeah, it's going to be a fun day. We're just going to have all coaches from all over different colleges and things like that helping us out. And I have a buddy, Jack Anderson's going to be out there too, another lineman. He's going to be out there hanging out with us. So yeah, we're just looking to have fun. Do a little bit of competition.
Nice.
Have a couple games. Maybe play a little flag football at the end. We'll see.
All right.
But we're just looking to have fun. Get everybody out and exercise and run around. And my lineman group, we'll have fun. We'll I'll be able to teach a lineman really well, or I'll teach everybody how some lineman stuff. But wide receivers, I might need help with them. So.
All right. So if my son is a center in the making or a guard in the making, you're going to give him some pointers.
Oh yeah. I'll give everybody some pointers.
All right. Love it.
Love it.
So definitely, guys, we're going to be talking about this for the next 3 weeks. It's on Friday, March 31st. It's 4 to 8. Here's what's cool. So just in case you parents out there, you're an uncle, you're a mom, next door neighbor. When you go to these camps, majority of the time, you go to camps, they're 2.5 hours. They're 2 hours. I mean, this is like half the day. Yeah. like literally, this is 4 to 8. You're getting your money's worth. You're gonna hang out. You're gonna make memories with your kids. They're gonna be like hanging out with all these guys, and I gotta tell you, like they're gonna be like, oh man, I gotta hang out with Nick Gates. It was so cool. So definitely think about if you're available on that Friday. It is a Friday. 4 to 8. Come out and it's in Manalapan, which is again, it's in Jersey. So we're gonna all the Rush team. We're gonna be out there giving away stuff. We're going to interview these guys live. We'll be talking about it all week long. We got one of your Hodgins coming on next week. We'll be talking about all this good stuff that these guys are doing. So if you guys want to, and follow Nick, on Twitter, check out what he's doing. But he's going to be at this camp March 31st. It's 4 to 8. You can always hit me up and I can get you the link. But it is Eventbrite, so you can get it there. And then of course. Make some memories with your kids. They're going to have a good time. So make sure you guys are tuning in for that in 4 weeks. All right.
Oh, yeah.
This is the last thing I got for you, Nick. I do this with all your teammates and former teammates. It's called the speed round. And it's just quick 10 questions. Now, I'm going to preface this because I'm hoping that we become friends over the next couple of years. So I
Yeah.
already know you're a Devils fan. So when I ask this question, you have to realize I already know you're a Devils fan.
Gotcha. All right.
All right, here we go. Speed round with number 65, your center / guard / center, Nick Gates. Islanders or Rangers?
Rangers.
Yes. See, Gates is good people right there. All
Right.
right. Your favorite football movie?
Ooh, probably Remember the Titans.
Yes. This guy is awesome. I love this guy.
Kill
All
me,
right.
Petey.
Let's see. You're looking at the rumor has it that you're looking at houses, right?
Mhm.
What's going in the house? The ping pong table or the pool table?
Oof. I'm gonna have to go with neither in the kitchen. I gotta upgrade the kitchen because that's what I like.
There we go.
All right, fair enough. So they're eating and they're cooking, but there's no ping pong, Saquon, and there's no pool table.
We got a pool in the back though. We'll
Okay,
have one of
pool's
those.
good.
That works.
Pool's good.
There you go.
Yeah, that works. Or you can actually put the ping pong in the pool, and that would become volleyball.
Pool ping pong. Yeah.
All right, I'm in. I hope I get an invite. All right.
Take a beer pong.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Or beer pong. Yeah, sure. But they're athletes. They don't drink beer.
That,
All right. So maybe I'm lying a little bit. All right. Your favorite spot for a post game meal?
Ooh. Damn. Favorite? Damn. Probably go to Annabella's right by right by MetLife. I go there and Bailey hooks me up with some mutts and some sandwiches and stuff. Oh yeah.
there.
You guys all roll in there?
Yeah, a couple of us. So I've cooking a couple buddies in there.
Craig,
All
before
right.
you go, hold on. I have another follow up. What's your favorite pizza spot in Jersey? A friend asked me to
Jersey?
ask him that. Or New York, wherever.
I have to go with Prince Street. I like that kind of style.
All right, there we
pizza,
go. New York.
I like it.
So,
Oh, yeah.
Nikki, New York pizza is better than Jersey.
What? Wait, no. Jersey pizza.
I gotta
I have
go.
a lunch-
If I had to pick Jersey, it's Bruno's in Clifton. I think it is same style pizza.
All right,
Like
sorry.
the
I
thick, crunchy. Yeah.
have a long rivalry with my one friend with Jersey. And New York.
I know these guys argue pizza all week long. These guys. All right. How about one teammate that maybe is a little crazy? Maybe he's got a couple screws loose. Maybe he's intimidating to some people. What's that one guy?
Damn. Damn. Who?
That one
People
guy.
probably
That
say
one,
me.
I was gonna say, is
But-
it you? I mean, if we have a guy right here,
I
then
feel like
yeah.
I'm usually like the guy that's kind of a little weird, a little whack job kind of.
All right.
I don't know.
that's fine. It could be you.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right. Marvel or DC?
Probably Marvel.
Team you most hated to play in college?
Michigan.
No, I better not say Michigan State.
No.
It's not Michigan.
Probably Iowa,
There you go.
just because they suck. They got shitty corn.
You hear
Hey,
that?
Saquon said that was the toughest place he ever to play college ball at.
Iowa.
Yeah,
I don't think he ever played in Nebraska though. That's the thing. Nebraska's a hard place
probably
to play
didn't, right? Yeah.
And by the way,
Well-
that's for you, Dane Belton.
in.
You're an Iowa boy, right?
Oh yeah, I forget about that.
All right. Hardest guy to. Oh, we didn't even talk about it. We didn't even talk about
Yeah, I
it.
was literally gonna kill you after the show, Craig. You
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
ask. You know,
I
Dan
was gonna
already
ask it.
Dan on the
All
side.
right, well,
I wasn't in the
look,
flow.
why do I bring you? I got
It
you.
wasn't
two
in the flow,
knuckleheads.
Craig.
Come on. All right, so I want to ask the question, and then we'll parlay into that.
Okay.
The poor guy wants to go. He's got house hunting to do. All right. Hardest guy to block, not named Darnold.
Probably Fletcher Cox.
All right, that's a great answer, by the way, because if I had to guess, I probably would have said that. And then, of course, parlaying it into that, because it is the speed round, but like, how the heck does that happen?
We need the story.
Yeah, we need the story, man, because like, I'm going to tell you, if no one knew who you were, everybody knew who you were after that, because they were like, yo, that cat is badass.
Yeah.
Because that literally changed everything for the fans. Like, all right, Gates has got Jones's back. Look at, and all of a sudden, like, you won. Not that anyone disliked you, but everyone was like, yo, that dude's crazy. We like this guy. So give us the story how this thing unfolds.
I don't even. It just kind of happened. Like he said, we were just talking, and he said something, and I don't know. We just were jawing back and forth, and then he what do you think? He kind of grabbed my face mask, which is his thing to do, and tried. I think he's used to people like kind of backing down and that kind of stepping back up to him. I was like, screw it. Like, what do I have to lose? Like, we were on a football field. He's not gonna whoop my ass. So, like, I just stepped up and just kind of went toe to toe, and then he threw his open like punched me, and I punched him, and then it was just talking shit basically. That's all it was.
Love it.
No mama jokes, nothing like that, right?
No, it was just I think he was just frustrated. I don't think he had a great game that game. And he was just kind of frustrated. And
oh, because you rocked his ass, man. You took care of business.
I blocked him like 2 or 3 times. I'm not gonna take what am I trying to say?
Too much credit.
It was I'm not trying to take too much credit. I only had to block him a couple times that game, but yeah, no, it was just saying he was frustrated. We did a good job with him, and you know, he just I talk shit. I like to talk like that's part of my game. I like to have fun, and that's what makes it fun. So I
Love it.
you know, it was just kind of a combination of everything.
We play the Rams.
So you chirp when you play?
Oh yeah, I'm a big chirper.
Love it. Love it. All right. So it's Fletcher Cox is the guy. All right. Last two. Listen, to all these, we've interviewed probably 60 Giants, current and former players, and they all say the same thing. Maybe it's an NFL thing, right? Pranks. They evidently, like, guys are pranksters. Certain guys are more pranks than, pull off more. And what's the best prank you've seen, if you've seen any? Like, because I know they used to say Eli was a big prankster, but was wondering, like, what's the best prank you've seen?
Yeah, we haven't really had any pranks. It's more like, I don't know, there's not very much of that anymore. It's more like we take your money type thing, or you go get us food, or you're getting fined type stuff. So I've seen fines get up pretty high. You know, my rookie year, I think I shelled out, it was like 10 or 12 grand just myself, just in food and fines and stuff like that, just for the O-line, just to do that. And I think that I wasn't included the rest of like the 2 other guys we had. So it's more like they take your money type thing. But I've heard like Eli would take turf and like be like, oh, you have your wisdom teeth out? He's like, let me look, and like would throw like full handfuls of turf in people's mouth and things like that. But like nothing I've really seen like in person.
All right. Biggest one. Ready? This is the one you got. This is going to be important here because it's gonna create some waves, some ripples. Yankees or Mets?
Yankees.
Loving it.
I've always been a Yankees fan. They were my team growing up. We didn't have a team out here, and I didn't want to be an Angels or Dodgers because everybody was Angels or Dodgers. So
I'll let it slide.
I wanted to be a Yankees. Marcus Shera, Robinson Cano, Derek Jeter. They had Rodriguez. They had Brett. They had everybody. They had Ichiro for a little bit.
Yeah.
They had Jorge Posada was behind the plate.
Oh yeah, Bernie Williams.
Who was their outfit?
09 Yankees, man.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah, Bernie Williams, Johnny Damon.
Johnny Damon, that's right. That was a good name. Didn't they have
Hideki Matsui?
Yep, Hideki Matsui. Yep.
I'm just.
How about ready for this one? El Duque. Remember the pitcher El Duque?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, listen. And then you had Giambi, Martinez. Listen, if you don't know this, you didn't want to be an Angels fan, you said, but you know Mike Trout's from Jersey, right?
Yeah, he's an Eagles fan though.
Yeah, he does. He roots all for the
piece of shit. Them Eagles fans.
Oh, don't get it started, man. I grew up in the area. It was brutal.
Okay, so
I love it though. I love playing there though. I love playing there. Is it Lincoln Field or Lincoln Financial?
Lincoln Financial.
They're just some scumbags. I love every minute of it.
Okay, so what was the craziest thing that you can say without getting canceled?
I just seen a 6-year-old and his dad we were rolling on the buses and he is double birding us. And his dad couldn't be more proud. He's patting him on the back. Good job, son. He's just like this. Like, oh man, it's crazy.
I hate them so much more than Dallas. It's not even funny.
So much.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Hey, I'm going to put this up here from Darius. He says, don't forget Andy Pettit.
Oh, yeah, damn.
Lefty, baby. Can't forget the lefties. It's interesting, too, because, I think the Giants fans don't like the Eagles. The Eagles don't like Dallas, and nobody cares about Washington.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah.
For now, yeah.
Well, all right, guys. March 31st, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Manalapan High School, ages 8 through 12. It's brought to you by Amped, which is the muscle behind all these great camps. So if you guys need the link, you can always DM me. I'll get you the link. It's on my Twitter. It's on our Instagram.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it up on my Instagram too somehow. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll throw it up
So-
there. And look, like I said, we've been doing videos. We're gonna promote it, Nick. We're gonna be. I've been tagging you a little bit in some of the stuff, but I'm sure you're busy. We're making
Are you on
videos
Twitter?
on
I'm
it.
not on Twitter.
Oh, what? Oh, you're not.
Yeah, he doesn't use it.
I have Twitter, but I don't use it.
Okay,
I got you.
I got it. We've been pounding it for the last couple of days since we made the deal with Nick. We're gonna keep talking about it. Basically right up to the day of the camp, and then we're gonna be on spot, on site, giving away some stuff and hanging out.
Cool.
So we'll have some fun.
That'll be fun. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, guys. I had a good time.
No problem, dude.
Appreciate
Especially
it,
all
man.
those tons
Good
of
luck with the house hunting too, man. Good luck.
Yeah, good
Oh
luck.
yeah, I appreciate it. I got a couple more days, and I think I'm gonna make a decision here soon. So
All right.
Awesome.
Well, what are you
We'll
deciding?
see.
What's the two we're deciding on here?
I don't know. They're totally kind of opposites. So they're all one-story houses. They have both good lots, but one's on one side of town, one's on the complete opposite side of town.
So do you what do you put in the backyard beside the pool? Are you like a horses guy or?
No, my brother, his family has horses, but I don't know. I probably want a basketball court, like
Nice.
maybe a little golfing, chipping green type thing. 'Cause I
Nice.
start getting into golf.
Are you a big griller?
Yeah, I cook more in the kitchen than grill. I want a a Traeger and a grill and stuff like that still, but I really want to get a pizza oven. Like my biggest thing in the back, I want to build a little
do
pizza
it up,
oven
man.
dome type thing. So we'll
Oh,
see.
yeah.
But,
Dang.
yeah.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us, Nick.
No,
We'll
I
see you.
appreciate
We'll
it.
see you in 4 weeks at Manalapan High School. And listen, we appreciate you hanging out with us. Good luck with the upcoming
No
year. I'm
problem.
sure we'll talk to you again, but
Oh yeah.
people, go see Nick Gates and his friends, high school, college, pro players. It's Nick Gates' camp, March 31st, 4 to 8, Manalapan High School, ages 8 through 12. Learn from the pros, make some memories. Boom. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Appreciate
Peace.
it.